Alright, so let's go to edit parameter interface on our bridge. Let's just see which controls we want to. Alright, so let's maybe add a little folder, call it bridge controls. And apply. Alright, let's see what do we want to put in there. So let's go into our bridge. So probably first thing you want to put is the length of the bridge. So we can just drag this, put it in here, and then we'll automatically create relative references for us. Then we don't need to do that ourselves. So you can see it works. Great. So we have the length. We want some, probably want control over the, let's see, over the X scale, Y scale, and Z scales. Let's do this. Let's X, Y, and Z. And of course, we can rename these later. Oh, we want some control over these segments. So call them, I guess, pod segments, bottom segments. So let's have a look. What else do we want? Oh yeah, top segments. Supply. What else? Oh, the size of this thing here. So we want, I guess, the circle size or something. I'm not sure what else I would. You could name it yourself. Circle size. Circle divisions. Circle div. Let's also, I guess, put the rotation. Maybe this is like that with other flow. Circle. Circle rot. We can just apply that because we want this to be float parameter and space relative references. So then we have like some control over rotation of that thing. So that's doing a little bit weird. Yeah, that's because, yeah, that's not going to work with this new sweep node. I think we need to do the rotation inside of here. Yeah, so let's just remove it over. Yeah, so it's the new sweep node. In the new sweep node, that's all a little bit different. So let's delete channel. Fuck it. Why doesn't it want to delete? Well, whatever, we can also just leave it in. Okay, there we go. 0. So let's put it into the role on the new sweep. So they changed the whole sweep node in. Yeah, so they changed the sweep node in really 18. So muscle is still quite new with the new sweep node and new settings. Okay, we need to put the role to new range. Let's put it to 0 to 360. All right, so I can rotate. You can see the thing recalculating the top, but this doesn't matter. It's going to be a static asset anyway. So it's going to be that. And let's make the circle size a little bit smaller. The maximum at least, because we don't want it to be super huge, I guess. Oh, and I see we haven't merged in the original here. So let's do that. Right, so now we have the original there as well. So you could make individual control for the top and the bottom. I leave that up to you. For now, I'm not going to do that. So I think might be all the controls we need. Probably want to change these maximum size of these things. So yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. You can keep polishing this, of course, if you oh, one thing we want, this might be interesting. You can also add a toggle to this thing, because remember we have this switch. And what I tend to do with a on and off switch is I tend to just put a toggle. So you can make a toggle. Call this switch or something. Again, you could probably give this better names, but for this tutorial, this is fine. Copy parameter, because this will just be on and off, so either 0. So, and that is just for me an easier control to just use. So you can just paste relative reference. So this will just be a Boolean operation. So 0. You can see this also works inside of a switch. So then you get some controls on that. Okay, so one more thing that we maybe still want to do is we want to maybe add a match size here. So what a match size will do is we'll match size of the second input. So if I put a box there, so by default, it will just only do the center. So if you put scale to fit, you can see it will actually fit the scale of this box. It's actually quite useful. We don't want to do that. We actually just want to put an add node instead of a box. Just put a point, just put that in there, and then turn off scale to fit. But what it will do is this will center this box to the center. So if we now just put an output, just say that this is our out, is that now we can, like the bridge will be centered. So when we start moving and rotating this, it will just be easier to position. So, because it's just a centered object. So yeah, I think that was the the entire bridge, the extra part about the bridge. So I really hope you enjoyed it. Enjoyed this. I hope it made some parts more clear. Just thought it would be interesting as an extra exercise. So actually, this part turned out also longer than I had anticipated. So it's actually has become quite an extensive extra part. So I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, now you can continue, I guess, with the choral. If you've already done all that and you just came back to watch this, then well, I guess then I hope you enjoyed this part. So again, thanks for the Patreon support. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this part, and well, hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Peace.